And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Week 9 Big Brother recap, question and answer show. We have so much to get to. We are so excited for our guest today, but first, you guys know the deal. You can follow me over on Twitter. I'm at Reality Recaps, and who's here with me? Dana.
Hello, everybody. I am so excited. This is the interview I've been waiting for all season because I love Christine and I love me some Tim. You can follow me on Twitter at dgoodyear1975.
Go ahead, Tim.
I'm Tim Brecht, Christine's husband. You can totally follow me on Twitter at Tim Stinks. You can also follow my YouTube channel that I just recently started, Tim Stinks TV. That's about it. That's about it.
I'm sure we're going to have a lot of questions for you, Tim. Just so you guys know, you can leave them below this video if you're watching in YouTube, or tweet them to us with hashtag YRRLive. And of course, you can see all of our Big Brother content over at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB16 if you don't want spoilers, or /BB16 spoilers if you do. And of course, we'll probably be giving you guys a little bit of the info on the HOH, which is an endurance happening right now. But of course, you can get 24/7 live feed updates with our Twitter at BB16 feed updates. Now, full disclosure to everybody, Tim has not seen the episode yet. He just made it home and got online to come and do this show with us right now. So he does not know anything. We filled him in a little bit before we went live, but just keep in mind he has not seen it yet, and then we can start bringing all of our questions. Now, that being said, Tim, here's one thing that you missed, and I've been very angry about it on Twitter. And I would like to get your opinion and Dana's opinion on it. This whole Team America challenge, which was clearly designed to save Donnie, and it has nothing to do with my feelings about Donnie, whether he stays or goes, but we'll get to my feelings of Donnie in a minute. No other Team America task has Julie told them if they completed before or after the challenge. Yet this one, she made it clear, I'm going to tell you before the vote. Then they do their stupid little code where she's going to ask them who wants to be have-nots for the week, and Frankie has to answer apple pie, and then Julie's response will let them know if they passed or failed. Julie's response was overwhelmingly no, that won't happen. That is so influencing the fucking game, and I'm so pissed off about it, it's ridiculous. And I don't know why everybody else is not mad, except that everybody loves Donnie and wants to save him, but I just think it was a ridiculous attempt to get them to try and flip their votes. And then the last point to make, because I know you didn't see it, Tim, then we come back from commercial, and Julie implies that during the commercial break, Caleb and Derek tried to flip the house to get them to save Donnie and vote out Nicole, clearly because of what Julie said to Team America. The whole thing is ridiculous. So, Tim, what do you think about that?
Man,
You just gave him a lot of information.
That sounds poor.
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole last, I would say, with the exception of the Team America stealing one item, the last, I've tuned out Team America, almost completely. So I had to, even though I watched the episode, the last episode from last night, I still had to look up what the challenge was, because I was so what?
Yeah.
They just had to make up their own thing? I don't know. But the code thing went way over my head. I don't even know, what the point of that was at all.
The point was to save Donnie. I mean, let's just be clear. The point was they were trying to, I think they were trying to make it so that Team America, before they voted, because all they needed was Frankie, Derek, and let's face it, Victoria will do whatever Derek tells her, vote to save Donnie. And I just feel like it was such an outside manipulation in the game that it was ridiculous. Dana, what did you think of it?
if it was manipulation, it didn't work because it didn't save him. So I don't know. I was like, what are they doing? This whole season is just mind-blowingly weird to me, and I don't know. Like Tim, I tune out Team America. I kind of write a little blurb about it in my blog every week, and then I forget that it happened. And I have to like actually go to the website and find what it is because they're so complex and like complicated that I can't even like write down what they're saying. So
Yeah.
I think Team America is a huge fail, honestly. I don't think it's worth the $15,000 a week they're paying, or really not paying, because they've been failing them all.
That's true. That's true.
It's clearly not at all worth it. We should also say hi to Adam. Hi, Adam. Adam in the chat room on the website right now. He's a big Tim fan and says hello. All right. I feel we need to get right into, before we talk about anything else, the Cody, the topic with you, Tim. I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the floor to you. I mean, we heard what you said on the show tonight, which granted you haven't heard.
Yeah, I haven't heard these.
So I am just going to give it over to you. What do you want to say about this whole Cody and Christine edit storyline?
Right. I think that from talking to like her family for one, and talking to other Big Brother fans, we've all kind of agreed that this season is sort of dull. Not a whole lot going on, and I think that's why all of a sudden they started putting this on the air, and now like on the show it's like a big deal because this has been going on since the first month. Like it has, gotten sometimes more like intense than others, and it's gone up and down. But in general, this is not like a new development on the show at all, And so there's like the part of me that's kind of like they don't really have too much else to go on. Zach's gone, he was super entertaining. Now, okay, so I haven't seen it. Donnie is
gone.
He's gone.
I should have told you that. He is gone. They were not successful.
That is such a bummer. But so to start, I think that the only reason they're focusing on it so much is because they don't have a whole lot else going on. Like watching the feeds the first month of the show, there was always something to see because so many people were talking, and now that the Strong Alliance is so strong that their conversations are boring as all hell. You don't need to listen to them. You know what they're going to do. And then everybody outside of the Alliance are like have-nots, and they're always asleep. So there's like nothing going on, So I just want to start with saying that. I think anybody who follows me on Twitter or has seen the YouTube video, because the reason I started the YouTube channel was so I have something that I can just send people when they ask me about it. But it sucks to see. I have had no contact with my wife for months, and me and her are very close. We are very good friends. So on my end, I just see this. I can't talk to her about it. I can't figure out what her strategy is. I can guess from watching it, but it does suck kind of to see from the outside, and it's annoying, but I don't think it's a life-changing, marriage-ruining thing. And I get tweets on the daily that that are just really heinous towards Christine, and to those people, I just want to point out that the girls have been targeted since week 1, since the first, it was all girls being nominated. And so I think that Christine's doing something right, game-wise. Again, I don't love the cuddling. When I see it, I just turn it off, or I just sit there and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? I don't know. I would prefer to see it less, but if Christine can use it to her advantage, that's super tight. But I kind of see Cody getting more out of it than Christine, because I think Christine totally trusts him. And he's kind of like, I basically have a pawn over here, so he's just along for the ride in a way.
Did it make you feel better when she addressed it in her diary room session last week?
Yeah, it did. I mean, I didn't doubt her to begin with, and that's what I was telling people. I'm like, well, everybody wants the girls out, so if she is like, if Cody like pats her on the shoulder and she's like, excuse me, I'm married, she'll, she just looks like a jerk, and then everybody wants her out. Yeah, it did make me feel a little bit better. Do you guys watch the live feeds?
Oh, yes. We cover them
okay.
24/7 at BB16 feed updates.
Look at that plug. Look at that. That's pro. The night of the Zingbot episode, when that actually happened on the feeds, that night made me feel totally fine about everything. Because for those of you who haven't seen it,
she was upset.
She was very upset that the Zingbot said that to Cody. She felt embarrassed because Cody may feel bad about it. Obviously, I don't think he was too bothered by it. But she was sitting on one of the outside couches reading my letter for an hour, sort of crying, and then Derek and Victoria were both consoling her randomly. And so it's obvious that she is aware that my feelings may be hurt or that I'm maybe seeing things differently. But like I said, I'm not worried about my marriage at all. She's gonna come back. We're gonna have a couple awkward conversations, and then our lives are gonna move on. That's about as.
Yeah, and like I said, $500,000 can buy lots of therapy.
That's very true. That's very true.
And it's a game, and
yeah.
I hate when people are hating on Christine for. First of all, you're not even acknowledging the people that are hating on Christine for looks or any of that stuff.
Right.
That's absolutely ridiculous and whatever. That speaks more to the person tweeting that than anything about Christine.
True.
But I don't like the people that are hating on her because they're like, she's going after Donnie and she hates Donnie and that's so unfair. It's she knows she's not at the top of this alliance, and this week, the person at the top of her alliance made it very clear, I want Donnie out. So what is Christine going to do? Sit there and be like, oh, let's save Donnie, Cody? I think that's what we should do. You're wrong.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. She needs to keep herself important. Mm-hmm. So when Donnie proposed to her that starting an alliance idea, that's why she had to go tell Cody or somebody, because people were like, wow, there goes the rat queen Christine spilling her guts to Cody. I'm like, no, that's genius, because she just provided valuable information to him, which, ultimately got Donnie kicked out. And that's actually, for my own shameless plug, my next YouTube video is on why Christine has hated Donnie so much. And how negative she's been over the whole situation.
And I will let everybody know, while this is the live show, tomorrow when the edited version comes out, the link to Tim's channel will be below in the description, or it'll be right over here on the overlay that's not here now. Somewhere you can just click it, and it will take you to his channel tomorrow on the edited version of this show. Yeah, look, here's the other thing I want to say about Donnie, and I told people they're not gonna like me. I don't feel bad for Donnie. I think he's extremely passive-aggressive. I think he's a really nice person, everyone. He has a heart of gold. He's a great person, and I'm not taking that away from him. But they're isolating him. They treat him poorly. He isolates himself. He goes to sleep at 10 o'clock. Julie called him out on that today, and he basically said, I don't care. It's a social game. So don't make yourself antisocial in this game and then be like, everybody's turning their back on you. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. You're a wonderful man, but I don't feel bad for you.
And I think that's why Donnie is so popular with America, is because he's not a dirtbag. And everybody else, if you're familiar with the show, pretty much everybody goes on Big Brother is a dirtbag in some capacity. When Donnie went on, he was a sweetheart. He didn't really talk bad about people at all, really. But I think that's why he has such a huge following, is because they're like, he's so sweet, he's so great, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's all fine, like that's cool, that's good for him and stuff, but like, I don't know why. How is he planning on winning the game? You know, if this is what he's doing, he applied to be on the game. What's his plan for winning if it's just kind of like what you're saying, going to sleep at 10 and, you know, playing with the slinky for like 2 hours? I watched him play with that slinky like a month ago for so long. One morning, it was...
His plan was Team America, and I get it, but like my brain also doesn't get it. Donnie says he's a fan of this show, so I don't understand how, as a fan of the show and a live feed watcher, you don't understand you have to switch up your strategy, and it's a social game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it, and I didn't like just how he was so focused on Team America, which actually pissed me off a little bit with his whole Team America doesn't have my back. Hey, Mr. Passive Aggressive, 3 weeks ago when it didn't benefit your game and your vote, you had no problem being like, F you, America, I'm not doing your challenge. But now that it's not saving you, you're all like, I'm having a pity party by myself. I hate it. I hate it. I'm angry tonight.
You're angry.
So now that Donnie is no longer in the house, is Team America done, or is it just going to be the two of them, or are they going to have a third person?
They didn't say.
What? Yeah.
They didn't say anything? Okay.
No.
Nope.
We'll find out Sunday.
Yeah, I think we're going to find out Sunday. And I'm also confused because, Dana, didn't Derek say on the live feeds that they recorded ice bucket challenges?
That's what I heard.
They cut the feeds off a couple of days ago. It was just after Julie did hers on the show, and I heard it was to do the ice bucket challenge. But
yeah,
we'll probably see that.
It was.
Because that can be taken out of timeline to show. So.
True. Well, clearly your segment bumped that tonight. Like, it would have been where your Tim and Cody's segment, that's where it would have been. But Derek did say on the live feeds, like, they did it, and then they all challenged their family members to do it. So I'm sure we'll probably next week's episode is going to be a slower type
all
of
slow now. Like, we know Nicole's going to go next if she doesn't win HOH, or veto. She's going to be gone next. And then it's going to get good, because then the detonators are going to have to explode on themselves, and we'll see who.
See, that's where when people who talk to me, they're like, "What do you think? You know, how far is Christine going to make it?" I think that's the week that'll decide. If she's not out first, like out of the detonators, if she's not gone first, she could make it pretty far. If she can get the dudes to be pissed off at each other, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing I don't understand with Christine is, like, I mean, she's a fan of the game and stuff, and does she not realize that when you're the only girl in an all-guy alliance, you're going to be Brittany Haynes at some point?
Yeah.
And you're never going to win when you're final two with a dude. Like, no woman on Big Brother US, anyways, and even in Big Brother Canada, she only won because someone screwed up their vote, has ever won against a guy.
Yeah.
So she's got some work to do.
Yeah, and I would like to see a more diabolical scheme of Christine's arise soon, because if not, I think she'll be in jury house. I mean, I love her and I support her and I want her to do super good, but I think if she doesn't kind of realize that is going to happen, she's toast, man. She's done.
I totally agree with you, and I hate to say it. I feel like she's almost like playing scared a little bit, like. Yeah, she's relying so heavily on this alliance that she's scared to make a move, and she doesn't almost seem to realize she could make a move right now with Nicole and Victoria if one of them win this HOH. And Nicole seems to really be our only hope for that happening. But that being said, the HOH, Tim, is the slide up and down the course and fill the stupid. And Nicole's in the dreaded spot because they didn't show us them filling the track with any of the stuff yet. But I know it always comes out of the right side, and it always seems like the people all the way on the right side get screwed. Those two people would be Frankie and Nicole. So it's not going to be good for them. But they didn't show us them shooting any stuff onto the track. So if any of you in the chat room are watching the feeds right now, let us know if there is any stuff coming down on the tracks. Maybe they won't do it this year. Who knows? And then Frankie gave a stupid shout out. Oh, we got to finally see Ariana Grande tonight, Tim. She was in the family messages.
Oh, yeah.
Sad ears on her head. Come on.
With the stupid bunny ears. Look, I have to say, I like the Break Free song. I'm sorry, everyone. I do like it, though. Just that one song. It's just the only one I like. Somebody did a really good article, and I retweeted it the other day, calling her the cupcake queen with peanut butter mouth. And there's all these clips of her songs, and it's just like 10 or 15 seconds, and it says, what do you think she's saying? And you play the 10 seconds, you can't figure it out, and then they tell you what it sounds like she's saying, and they're hysterical.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I'll tweet out the link after the show again. Some of them were really funny because you can't understand what she's saying when she sings, but whatever.
That's so great.
And then Frankie gave at the last 2-second close of the show gave a shout out for everyone buy my everything on iTunes is what he said.
Don't get me started on Frankie. If you want a Frankie rant, no, I can't.
Okay, no, go ahead. Let's have a Frankie rant.
No, wait, before the Frankie rant, can I just say, you know what kind of bums me out is that I think one of Christine's best people in the house to align with would be Frankie for her own game, because he will be a bigger target than her, and his social game was on point for a while. I don't pay attention anymore to him on the feeds, so I don't really know. But I think that if she can remain pals with Frankie when it comes down to the final 5 detonators or whatever, I think that he may be the key to getting her in and not getting her kicked out the very first week.
Well,
that's true.
But all my personal...
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just saying, all my personal views of Frankie aside, purely game, I think if him and Christine actually trusted each other, that would benefit Christine a lot.
Well, Dana... Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Frankie and Christine, weren't they in an alliance, and wasn't it called Frankenstein or Frankenstein? They had their 2-person alliance.
I think Frankie's had a 2-person alliance with everybody, though, so...
But it was them 2 for a while. When all of the stuff went down, it was them 2. Unfortunately, it seems like she's putting all of her eggs in the Cody basket at the moment. That's my fear, that I don't know if she's going to stick with Frankie, but I agree with you. It definitely is her best play. But go ahead, Dana. Why are we hating Frankie?
I just can't deal with him. I used to love him. I thought he was hilarious. He was entertaining. But now it's so, ever since that stupid Big Brother Broadway thing, I am so over this. I can't deal with him anymore. Watching him in the veto competition yesterday, I wanted to punch my TV. I literally wanted to take it and throw it out the window, because as Caleb's sitting there explaining the rules, he's like, dude, we know you're there. Go away. I can't anymore. I don't. It's not even because of what he did to Zach or whatever. I mean, it's a game that happens. I can't. You
just don't like how showy he is.
I don't. I think, you know what? I don't care that Ariana Grande is your sister. Nobody cares that Ariana Grande is your sister.
He does.
He cares a lot.
He cares a lot.
I would love for everybody to unfollow Frankie J. Grande, because I think it would be hilarious for him to get out of the Big Brother house and have no followers left.
have half the followers he went in. That'd be awesome.
Can we make that happen? Unfollow Frankie. Can we hashtag that and get it going?
I've seen that before.
It's a thing.
I'm pretty sure I've seen something like that.
It's a thing. Everybody is trying to get Frankie unfollowed.
I'm trying to get people to hashtag Pandora's Box Tim into the BB house.
We actually have along that lines here. Let me find it.
Okay, good. You got one, Dana. I got one. Wait, okay, this is from Audrey Joy 11 on Twitter, and she says, Tim, would you ever consider going on Big Brother if you had the chance?
Here is my answer. For a long time, I was telling everybody, no way, no chance. No, not at all. And my reason is I love freedom. I like being able to go outside. I like being able to, freaking have friends. Tweet is fun. Tweeting is fun. But I also like being completely alone once in a while. That's great too. And none of those things are allowed in the Big Brother house. And so I see a lot of tweets to me that are like, oh, Tim should have been on instead of Christine. I'm fairly certain that if I were on the show, I would have gone nuts in week 2. Everybody would have hated me. I would have just laid in my sleeping bag all day, and then they would have had to drag me out of the house just because of just sheer depression and just fury of being locked up.
The show that you're looking for, Tim, it's called Opposite Worlds. Opposite Worlds, you get iPads, and they let you tweet, and you get television, and you get, like, Nintendo Wii, I think.
What? You gotta be on the good side. What if he gets stuck in the past, and he's in a loincloth and sleeping in dirt?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Now, that sounds crazy. That sounds awesome. But I think I would consider it. Not next year, no way. But maybe in a year or 2 from now, I might be interested in it. The odds are once Christine's back, like right now I'm just like so exhausted with many aspects of the show. Now when like at first when people would send me hate on Twitter, I was always like, yeah, this is hilarious, and I'd send out that beating a dead horse picture like 100 times, and I would just like try to come up with witty comebacks and stuff. And now when I get hate on Twitter, I'm just like, it's all the same now. Yeah, block. People will say things that aren't even offensive, and I'll still block them.
I know we've had fun on Twitter, the two of us. Like we've kind of tweeted back and forth, and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, she's in bed now," and you're like, "I gotta call my lawyer." And somebody actually like took that screen grab and put it in a thing, and I'm like, "Yeah." I think that tweet was actually about her being in bed with Frankie to begin with.
Yeah, it was.
Like, it was just hilarious. I'm like,
that was on. I saw that on Tumblr. Because one of my friends that I have on Tumblr, because I have a Tumblr, but I don't go on it anymore. Not for a long time. But somebody sent me a screenshot of like a best of my tweets, and that was like the last one. Was like I need to get my lawyer's phone number because Frankie said you.
But there was actually there was actually an article where they were like, okay, and like they were just kind of like making like assumptions and stuff like that, and they were taking like pieces of like conversation. Like that was my tweet. Like they took out like all the information, like the identifying information. I'm like, I know that was my tweet because we were having fun with it that day, and I'm like,
here's the thing. And again, speaking of tweets, everyone, tweet us your questions with hashtag #YRRLive or leave them below this YouTube video. P.S. Just kind of like what Tim said, you're wasting your time if you're making them nasty. You could actually ask a question and get a response. I'm not taking the nasty ones, just so that you're all aware. Great, we're all adults and moved on. So, I think you do have a good chance of getting on Big Brother, Tim. And hear me out on this one. Clearly, as we know, CBS is loving this Blood vs. Water theme. They're bringing it back again for Survivor this season. And let's face it, the two storylines of Big Brother this season, really the two main storylines, have been Ariana Grande and the Tim, Christine, and Cody drama. Therefore, I think you have the best chance. I think CBS will do a Big Brother Blood versus Water something at some point. And I think you have a very good chance of being on that with Christine, because they're going to play into the storyline, everyone, of the drama of Cody and Tim and Christine. So the
love triangle. Oh my god.
Yeah.
If they did something like that where me and Christine were on together, I'm on board. But living in this house, like I have a roommate over the summer, and that's cool because I have dogs, you know, so that's cool. But like not living with Christine, not contacting her, just sucks. Like I mean, in general, having a spouse that's on national television comes with its own boatload of stress. But like right now, I'm like switching jobs and all this crazy stuff's going on. I'm like, man, if I could get 2 minutes of conversation with her, I could be like, hey, do you think this is a good idea that I'm switching jobs like right now or whatever? You know, that would like relieve so much stress. But since I'm just like on my own while she's like on TV, I'm just like making everything up as I go along, and it's
So she has no idea that this is happening.
not a clue.
Oh
Also, this might be a cool thing. I mean, maybe people will be bored. But if you've been following me on Twitter, you know that I went sober in July.
Right.
What month is it? But it's funny it's August. Good Lord, it's almost September.
You just celebrated 30 days, right? Like a couple of weeks.
The 14th was my 30 day, yeah. And so that's something that Christine has no idea about, and it's a big deal. Like when she finds out about that, she'll cry because like I've had issues in the past, but it's a very long, complicated story. But watching the feeds is funny because Derek is always like, oh yeah, Tim's probably drinking 40s with his boys watching the show right now. And I was like, 2 things. I don't hang out with anybody, and I don't drink anymore. All I do is I get home from work and I sit and stare at Twitter for 2 hours and I fall asleep. Like that's my daily routine pretty much. But
I
yeah,
think
that's been...
First of all, congratulations, and
Thank you.
that is an amazing. I know it's hard. I know it's a struggle, and I know that I'm sure you are an inspiration to a lot of people out there just being so public and open about it. So that in its own right is amazing. On the flip side, and I don't mean to minimize it, I would be surprised if Big Brother didn't want to play that up as well.
Oh yeah. No,
so, phone call from home anyone soon?
That's right.
You'll win it.
Pandora's box, I'm just saying. Which, a small side note, 5 people have all tweeted me at random times saying that they came up with me going in to the Big Brother house as a Pandora's box. They've all claimed that as their own joke. But when I first found out what the Pandora's box was, I made a tweet about it, and it was in July at some point. But it's just funny because people were like, "Wow, people are stealing my joke," and I was like, "My friend, hundreds of people are saying that same joke." Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, the Pandora's box joke has been around as long as the Pandora's box has been part of this game, everyone. But I love it. I mean, I don't think until tonight, I would have said they really try and not have any outside influences influence the game. But clearly, we don't care about that if it's going to save Johnny or your precious Team America tonight. Still not over that. And here's the other point of what we learned tonight, which, Dana, going back to your anti-Frankie rant, then we're going to take some more questions. Everybody all week has been riding Frankie over, same thing. He hates Donnie. He wants Donnie out. Death to Frankie because of Donnie. I don't really like Frankie's personality either, but I don't ever want to judge anybody about how they play in this house. It's a game, and I really don't care about what you do in the house.
Can I just interrupt you for a second?
Yes, go ahead.
Christine's doing really well right now.
Oh, okay, good. That's our update?
Sorry.
Okay, good.
Word.
Good. Christine's doing good. Perfect.
Okay.
We found out tonight in Frankie's DRs, he wanted to save Donnie this whole week. He was actually trying to save Donnie the whole entire week.
Do you believe that, really?
Yeah, I believe it. Because he said it in the DR and we saw it.
Because he's playing America. He's not stupid. Eric.
But you know,
he's stupid.
In the DRs, they're talking to production people. They may have encouraged him to say that as well.
Well, that's true, too. I'm not at all going to take that away from you.
Don't be naive, Eric.
But, no. Frankie has said some very anti-Team America. Let's put it this way. Derek 100% is playing production. He understands you have to play production, play America, and play the house to win. Derek is doing that. I don't think Frankie is playing production because I think production is stroking his Ariana Grande ego. And I think when he walks into that DR, he's like, I'm here, the show is here. Like, he doesn't need to manipulate them. He thinks they're buying all of his bullshit. And they're clearly not. Is what I think. That's my opinion.
I can see that.
Fact. It's not at all a fact. All right, let's bring up some questions. We're getting a lot of support for you, Tim. People like Nedra Pinkin says, congratulations, Tim, on not drinking. Keep up the good work. Will McD wants to know, what are your thoughts on Derek? So what are your thoughts on Derek, Tim?
So my thoughts on Derek are probably similar to a lot of what the public thinks about Derek. If he does not get evicted soon, he's won the game. I think his prowess as like, you know, his past as like an undercover cop and stuff, he knows how to read people, and he is owning the game. Has he been nominated at like ever?
Nope.
And how many people have noticed that in the house?
None.
You know? Nobody. The dude is so sly. Like, I don't know.
Because he's controlling every nomination. That's why. He's
true, But nobody's like questioning him. Nobody's being like, hey, you know what? Have you noticed that Derek has been telling us what to do since we got here? You know?
Because he hasn't. He's been doing it so perfectly. Like, you didn't see tonight's episode, but he brings up that very point that he didn't want it to be known that he wanted Donnie out. He had to kind of lead the people to that and make it be someone else's idea. So Caleb volunteered it as the idea, and then Derek just latched on it. Derek, genius game player, but he's killing all of the good that this season could have been. I don't think we're going to see another Derek play, but go ahead. I totally cut you off there.
No, that's all I'm saying is I feel pretty confident that he's going to win. If he makes it to the final, 3, he'll win. I don't think he's playing any competitions particularly hard because his social game is so good that he doesn't need to win anything. Like, if anybody wins, he can have a one-on-one conversation with them and read their minds magically, figure out what they're feeling, and somehow stay in the shadows, but also like encourage them to get these people out. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible. I'm sure that we'll see him on an All-Star season. Like,
for sure.
The dude is a wizard. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, we're going to see him on an All-Star season. Unfortunately, your game only works the first time around.
That's true.
So everybody's going to know that's his game, and nobody's going to trust him. But when there's so many big players in the game, I think that maybe he can kind of float by a little bit. But I do think, I don't mean float by because he's going to be playing. I just think if there's like Amanda's or Rachel's or those people in there.
Bigger personalities and stuff.
Yeah. He's gonna be okay. Were you gonna say something, Dana?
I don't remember.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say something.
I don't know. Sorry, I couldn't say that.
Yeah, I think that I think Frankie going forward will save Derek and really keep him to the final 2. Clearly, Cody is going to. I honestly think Caleb would too. So I really think we know Victoria would. So really, Christine and Nicole are the only people that are going after Derek, and they're not even really going after him.
Yeah, not really.
And it was such a tell today when I think back to this time last year when anybody would go in the DR, all the remaining people would talk about that person and when are we going to get them out and what are we going to do and blah, blah. Derek went into the DR today and the whole rest of the house was in the kitchen and nobody cared. everybody was just like, oh, this is a great day, great life. Derek's in the DR. We don't have to worry about getting him out. No matter. Let's not even talk about it. Da-da-da. I'm just like, wow, he won this game. And I hope he wins. Because this is what Christine and I disagree on. I know she's a big Dan Giesling fan.
Oh,
she's a huge Dan fan.
Yeah, well, then we disagree. But I want Derek to dethrone Dan Giesling and his game. I want Derek to win and never be nominated to knock Dan and his stupid ass Mist off their little Dan throne.
That would be pretty awesome. That would be pretty cool for Derek.
Yeah.
I think the biggest tell was last week's eviction after they came back and nobody noticed. Or no, I guess it was a double eviction. When they came back, they all ran in and nobody noticed Cody, Derek, and Caleb cuddling on the couch. I'm like, there's your final 3 right there, people. Yeah. Open your eyes, look at that, get it up, break it out, and fix it. But nobody knows. Everyone just kind of sat there and went, oh yeah, look at them. They're just cuddling on the couch. Like, the 3 of them naturally gravitate together. That is the alliance. That is the core. Everybody else is cannon fodder to them. Like, that's your final 3, people. Derek will win it. Derek was right in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
With his meat shields on each side.
Adam is in the chat room. Adam from Big Brother. Oh God, 12 or 13. Sorry, I'm horrible 12. With numbers. We all know that. 12,
Adam.
Right? Yay. Adam.
Can I pull up the chat? Oh wait.
No, I wouldn't if I were you. Honestly, it will screw with your connection. It really does for some reason. Deal. We don't know why. He says it almost worked for Dan. So sorry, Adam, but it didn't work for Dan. Okay, it didn't. So take that and spray some mist on it. Is what I have to say about that, Adam. So let's bring up some more questions. Miss Cleo Dana is saying that you need to take the Frankie Kool-Aid away from me. To which I say it's Wendy's. And anybody that unfollows Frankie, they can come our way. Come and join my channel, our channel, and Tim's channel when you leave Frankie's. Or fans, welcome. Frankie, so Nedra Pinkins is saying Frankie could have said that about Donnie last night or today. I don't meaning to save Donnie. I don't think they could edit it that quickly to get it into tonight's show if he just said it today. But I mean, I guess I could be wrong about that. Hannah, who covers the quest for us, says on the live feeds, Frankie was the only one in his alliance arguing repeatedly to save Donnie. I agree with Eric. I think Frankie wanted to save Donnie. I actually think it seemed bad for Frankie's game to argue that much. So there you go, everyone. Where's all the Frankie haters now?
You're dead to me, Hannah.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, I don't know where all the Frankie haters went. Like, all week I was getting bashed by Frankie haters being like, no, he wants our poor little Donnie out. Okay, Rancy Pansy, Zack Attack, says, other than Christine, who are your other favorites in the house? So go ahead, Tim. Who is your other favorites besides Christine?
Well, every time, I have a curse. Every time I say somebody's my favorite, they get evicted shortly after.
So Cody's your favorite?
So Cody's my #1 favorite. So far I'm glad Nicole's back. I really liked Nicole and I really liked Hayden. And of course, they both left one shortly after the other, and I was so pissed about that. And I was like, it's okay, cool. You know, Donnie's here too. Oh. Okay, no longer, I guess. The person who has grown on me the most is Caleb, because I couldn't stand that guy the first half of the show, and then Amber left, and now, I mean, he's not like my favorite, but I like him a good amount. I like him.
Yeah, well, we took away the catalyst to his crazy. We took away Amber, so now he seems more normal. You put Amber in the house, and he's literally sitting there, like, in the corner, like, I'm going to kill you, obsessed.
Just like walking through the
He's
background.
boiling bunnies on the stove there.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's a little freaky, and I have to say,
little bit.
Dana and I are keeping a tally of all of his jobs for when he gets out and we interview him from
Are you serious?
Oh, no, I'm serious. We're keeping the list. Like, so far
I want to see that list so bad.
Well, what do we have so far, Dana, off the top of my head? We know that I have memory.
Hunting guide, prison guard, Lowe's worker, military, ninja, or not ninja, but like karate expert. He's got like 3 degrees. Like, I mean, I don't know what all of us have been doing with our lives. Like, Caleb's got shit going on. He's only, what, like 26 years old? And, like, what have we been doing with our lives? Like, I feel like I've done nothing with my life.
And now, I haven't looked this up, but he says he owns Not of This World.
Landscaping business or something?
Yeah. He's got that big tattoo that says NOTW. That's a Christian clothing company. And he says that he owns that.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't looked that up. It would take me 2 seconds to do it on my phone, but I find that one interesting.
What is it? NFOW?
It's Not of This World, NOTW. They've got like a logo. I see them on cars around Tucson all the time, the little decals and stuff.
Okay, you guys in the chat room, go look that up and let us know if Caleb owns it. I'm going to bet he does it. I will say, we have a shirt for you. We have a shirt that we can give you to wear that will help you. Now, I'm sure you're going to get your own team Cody shirt, Tim, which I will say that one we're going to give away next week to somebody. Thank you. And if any of you guys want one, you can contact his brother, Paulie Calafiore, or his dad on Twitter, or we'll put the links on the show notes below. And I think Derek's family is sending them out as well. I have to say, I'm Team Derek, simply because he is playing the best game, and it helps that he gives us shout-outs all the time on the feeds.
True.
He also said he wants to do what we do better and take away our viewers. So
that's right. That's right. I forgot that.
Forget that guy. Forget that guy.
Derek, screw you, and I'm no longer supporting you. No, and I loved seeing his wife and his kid. Like, he broke down. His child is apparently now talking. So I think they showed.
Oh man!
Did the baby say "dada," Dana, or did it just say like "hi"? Or
I wasn't listening.
I hate kids, but whatever.
Apparently, I hate kids too. You tell me that all the time.
I know you got 2. Sorry. 3.
No, 3. No.
Not yet. The kid said something, I don't know. Might have said daddy, and he, like, lost it. Cody was crying. I don't remember. Was Christine crying, Dana?
I think they were all crying.
Pretty much everybody was crying.
Do you guys
I hate when men cry, so it's just, I couldn't listen. I couldn't watch. I hate when men cry, so.
Do you want to hear my diabolical scheme?
I know you love it.
For when they contacted me pretty recently to make that video, and so I was at work, and I have a sweater of Christine's that I've been wearing to work, and I forgot it that day, so I was like, I had to shoot that. I shot that like right by where I work on my break, so I was like, how am I gonna get this? I wanted to wear that sweater, like her sweater, right? So I was like, how in the world am I gonna get this? Because I'm at work. And so one of my best friends randomly shows up to my work, and I'm like, dude, take my car, go to my house, and get this freaking sweater because I need it. I need it like in 20 minutes, and he did, and he got it, and I wore it. And I was like, what can I do? So in like the letter she got, I said, don't forget about me. So I like was sure to throw that in there, and I threw a sign language thing. So I was like, come on, I'm trying to get her to cry real bad. It's probably mean. But I was trying to get Christine to cry. If she didn't, then I'll have to bump up my game.
You're gonna have to ramp it up. I think. Yeah. I think they might save that for your sobriety phone call or letter or Pandora's box visit. They should have little balloons come out and be like, "I'm sober," and then have you pop out.
Yeah. I figured out the day of the finale, I will be 72 days sober.
Wow.
It's gonna be a storyline. I hate to say it, but I think CBS is gonna want to play up on that because what else?
I wouldn't mind if they did that because that would be kind of cool for Christine to. I mean, maybe if she doesn't hear it, I don't know. But so far, nobody's really. Definitely not from CBS. Nobody's really talked to me about it.
Well, you need to start being more vocal about it, and I'm sure CBS is going to like it. I mean, obviously, we know from a production standpoint, from a rating standpoint, they're going to love it. But who cares about that? If it's giving you a platform to get that message out there, that's all the better. So I'm hoping that they will do that. Here's a question from Athena, who says, you guys and Tim loved your segment. Just wanted to say that I love how strong you are.
Thank you.
Athena. She thinks you're strong. I saw a good question in the chat room from Generism, who says, Tim, who do you think Christine would put up this week if she wins HOH?
It's to the point now where her game, I mean, we're kind of talking earlier, her game I'm so confused by. Like
We all are.
I would be so pissed if she put up Nicole. I would start with that. If she put up Nicole a second time, I would be pissed. But I'm sure that if she is HOH, she will be pressured to do that. But I would love to see her put up like Derek or Cody, her bestie Cody, or Kit, just anybody but Nicole. I would love to see. But if she's got those guys, you know, if she thinks that she can trust them, that means Nicole will be the target, and then she'll probably put up like Caleb or something because the guy's been on the block like 5 times, which will just bore me. That'll bum me out if that happens. But I would love her to throw some curveballs and make some of those guys sweat because they're just
I was gonna say the real question, Generism, is who does Derek want to go?
Yeah, exactly.
If Christine wins HOH, and I kind of think that's gonna be Nicole, and I don't know. I really don't know who he's not gonna get rid of Victoria. Everybody wants to drag Victoria to the final 2, so she's golden. She's like guaranteed final 2 at this point. Which I just think is kind of a little bit ridiculous. BB Ghost in the chat room is saying Derek's daughter said "miss you" in the video, and everybody, comedic recaps. I don't really hate children.
Yes, he does.
I don't hate that.
You do hate kids.
Just the ones that talk. We have a question from Will, who says, what are your thoughts, Tim, on Julie calling out Christine on her Battle of the Block challenge with Donnie last week?
So, I love Christine. I'm so glad that Julie called her out. I was excited a little bit. I was like, oh girl, because when I was watching it, I was like, Christine, you are being so mean right now. Like, even, you know how she's like walking around going, I can't find anything. Where am I? I was like embarrassed. I was like, Christine, come on. Like, you're not making yourself look very good. So when Julie did call her out and Christine got like a little bit uncomfortable, I was like, that's right, girl. You gotta be more subtle if you're gonna do stuff like that. If you're gonna throw a competition, be more subtle. Don't hand the bones to the other team when your teammate knows that you have one.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
And she's like, where'd it go? Where'd it go?
And she's like, I dropped it.
I think it went.
I was like, Christine, come on, girl. It was hilarious for me to watch, but I was just like, oh man, if people didn't like Christine before, they're not gonna love this. I was so stoked though that Donnie won that. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. And like the funniest thing is, and kudos to the like almost 1,000 people watching this, the thing that kills me is there are people who are not watching this show right now because it's about Christine and you're on it, who would never believe that you would say that, Tim.
I know.
They're missing out. Like, thank you to the open-minded people watching it, is what I'm saying. And spread the message to those other people. That it's
I mean, like, I obviously love my wife, and I want her to win. I want her to do well, but also, I mean, I'm not an idiot. You know, if she does something that's dumb, I'm gonna be like, that was a little dumb. When I'm telling her about it, I'll be a little bit more subtle. I won't be like, wow, you really made it, an ass out of yourself doing this or that. But maybe I'll say that. I don't know.
Well, here's a question that I have not read, but I know is not from one of our favorites, TV Tater the Potato Mogul, who says, I was disappointed with not enough reaction from Frankie on hearing the rejection of the Team America Challenge. Now, you didn't get to see that, Tim, but like I said, they had their dumb little code or whatever. Frankie really thought that when he said his code word, apple pie to Julie, that she was going to reply, yes, we'll do apple pie then, meaning, yes, you passed the challenge. But instead, Julie went overwhelmingly no.
That's so awesome. Now,
And-
did the rest of the house guests react to that? Were they like, what is happening?
Well, no, because what Julie said to them was, house guest, next week is the last week of have-nots. So, question for the house. Frankie, if you were a have-not, what food would you want to have?
Gotcha.
He had to work in apple pie, and then if she said yes or no to him saying apple pie, that means if they passed or didn't pass.
For some reason, I just imagine like them all sitting there, and then Frankie just yelling apple pie, and then Julie shutting him down, and everyone being like, "What? What just happened?" Okay, that's good. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's giving a Tourette's moment. Apple pie.
Yeah, apple pie. No. All right.
And here's the thing. None of that. Well, no, I think Christine could probably put it together. I wish I knew if Christine was out in the yard that day when the Team America was formed, because that was the day that Donnie and Frankie and Derek were walking around being like, oh, I have apple pie in my mug. Apple pie is my favorite food. Apple pie, apple pie. And I was just like, if I was in that backyard, and granted I know about it, so it's probably just I'm making this up and I wouldn't have figured it out, but I think I would have been like, that's a really weird conversation to go on for like 15, 20 minutes about it. Now, later on in the game, when we know there's saboteurs and all this other stuff, all of a sudden Frankie likes apple pie, which I guarantee you he's never talked about once on the feeds.
Right.
That would have like triggered something in my head. Unfortunately, I think Derek's the only one smart enough to think that, and he's in on it. So.
And you'd have to remember about that conversation, Eric, and we all know that you forget things about 10 minutes.
That is true. That would involve remembering. Hannah wants to know, Tim, if you could go on any reality show besides Big Brother, with or without Christine, what would it be?
I've actually been thinking about this a lot, and I really want to do The Amazing Race with Christine.
Please.
Yeah. I think like my idea is that, I mean, a majority of America hates Christine's guts because she thinks that she's like this weird hussy, it's like whatever. And I think that for one, being able to be on like in the public eye along with her will show people how we interact and how it's way different than how she interacts with people in the house. I think that'll like help her public image a little bit. And also, I really want to travel, and that would be sweet because I would get sort of paid to travel. Even if we did it and we got kicked off first, that would still be a blast, I think. But I seriously, I want to apply.
How do I put this? Dana knows where I'm going to go with this. Here's what I will say first, because I don't think this is a secret. I'm allowed to say this.
Okay.
Christine would be told on finale night if that was happening. They tell the Big Brother players on finale night if they want them and their spouse or whoever on the next season of Amazing Race. Usually they are taken away the following week is when they start filming. Because obviously they want you on right away when you're still relevant from the Big Brother. So they have to like get you right out. That being said, allegedly, which is my opinion and not a fact, I feel The Amazing Race is planned out ahead of time, and it really doesn't matter how well you do on anything, which I'm basing solely on my own opinion and not on it. I was going to make a joke, and I won't even do it as a joke. It's my opinion, everyone.
Okay.
Say it.
Interesting.
I have a question for Tim, because this has been bothering me all season. What does Christine's tattoo say that's, like, right here?
Yeah, it says, I am second. And that's, like, it has to do with our religion or faith, if you want to call it. But if you go to, like, YouTube and type in I am second, you'll find a series of these awesome, like, really well-done videos of people talking about, like, their testimony or their story. And it, like, it's that general idea that those videos kind of present. But yeah, it says I am second.
Now I can stop, like, examining her chest, because
What does that say?
We'll put the link down below to those then on the edited show as well. Connie wants to know, Tim, do you think that Christine has any chance of winning the 500,000?
I'll be honest, I don't think so. I would love to see her, make second place. That'd be awesome. But did they show her like goodbye message to Donnie?
Yes, and it was I didn't think it was mean-spirited. She just said, Donnie, Dana, correct me if I'm wrong, a really good player in this game that I was trying to get out since week 2, and I think this week we finally accomplished it, but I can't wait to see you outside of the house.
Yeah,
okay, that's awesome.
Nice.
Okay.
She was nice.
Okay. Because she was saying, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna like destroy him in the goodbye message." I think that Christine hasn't really thought too much about jury votes, so I think that even if she does make it to the final 2, I don't think that she's played so far hasn't played a strong enough game to where people will be like, "Yeah, you know who really deserves it? Christine." And
here's Christine's HOH. Can you see that?
Oh,
that's
we really
her snowman.
can't.
She's like half full. Almost.
But as compared to how is everybody else?
I don't know. It's just.
But
she's doing. Her and Frankie are battling it out.
I've gotten a couple texts from people that say they can't really tell from the angle, but it looks like she's doing well.
Yeah,
that's as broad as I can get.
Nicole keeps falling. Victoria's useless because,
Yeah, well, we're going to start wrapping it up in about a few minutes. We have, definitely another 2 hours on that competition at least. Here's a really good question, though, that I think is going to be interesting for you to answer, Tim. And it is from... whatever. Sorry I got your name wrong. And sorry for Nedra, who I think I also got her name wrong. She says, Tim, do you not like Christine's deception throughout the game? How much do you think morals should play into the Big Brother game?
That is a very good question. And I don't know if I've fully decided on my answer in that. I think that in general, I'm sort of split, because on one side, the point of the game is to screw over 15 other people that are all trying to screw over each other, but also somehow be cool with each other so that they vote for you to win, right? So the point of the game is not to be friends. So I don't love, the deception, lying, doesn't bother me at all. I'm like, she's playing the game. That's everybody does. Everybody lies to each other. Some of the mean, I hate this person or I hate that person comments, I think they've made me a little bit embarrassed for her, where I'm like, Christine, she never talks like that outside of that, outside of this. She never talks like that. So it's been kind of weird to me to hear her bash people so hard. I mean, the previous house guests have all said their piece about what they think of Christine trash talking them, which is that's also a part of the show. But
no, it's not. It's them desperately trying to hold on to relevance. Go ahead.
That's right. That's yeah. I mean, I don't mind the lying. I think morals. The point of the game is to basically be immoral. You're like I said, you're supposed to backstab everybody. You're supposed to build alliances and then screw over those alliances as well as you can. But yeah, I would like to hear less trash talking from Christine. But seeing as she's also getting the most trash, spoken about her outside of the house, I don't really like when people are like, wow, can you believe that Christine said this or that? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I get 35 tweets a day that say much worse things about Christine from people who do not know her at all. These people who have at least met, And half of it is they're just trying to, like, they bond over trash talking for one. But
they're in this house and they can't talk. I mean, they're so limited on what they can talk about in the outside world. They can't talk about the experience they're sharing because they're not allowed to talk about production. If you haven't signed a release, you're not allowed to say names about people. So they really have nothing left. They got what's going on in this house as the common denominator for every single conversation that's going on. Like, they're letting off steam. They got nothing else to do. It's not great to hear, but it happens every season. Why people are shocked that it's happening now, I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tim.
A part of the Tim Stinks TV episode, I think we'll be able to put it up tonight, is that's a point that I bring up, is the only thing that they all have in common is each other. So when somebody's not there, it may start with, man, Frankie kind of has been bugging me a little bit. He's kind of annoying. And then it turns into 6 weeks later, the only thing you have left to talk about when it goes quiet is the one other conversation you haven't had in a while, and that's how much you hate somebody. And then it just gets more and more, it snowballs a little bit, to where it starts with, man, Donnie kind of is annoying. And then it's Christine saying she's going to, kill him if he wins. Yeah, and I'm like, where is
they
that
have nothing else to do either. They got no TV, they can't read, they can't do anything. So
there's no outlet for all the pressure and all the stress going on. Right. The only thing they can do,
they're all horny as hell. You gotta...
Exactly.
Well, here. All right, now I'm going to hold that for 1 second because I don't want to lose this from the chat room. It's from Shelley Langley, who says, according to Wikipedia, NOTW was founded in 2001 by Aurelio F. Barreto III, founder and former CEO of Dogglue Incorporated. Not Caleb.
So Caleb isn't the sole. I mean, he said that his family owns it, maybe, but I'm just like, dude.
Oh my God.
Christine kind of called him out on that too, because she was like, I kind of know the backstory to this, so.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So then his family owns a religious clothing line, a freaking Red Lobster biscuit making factory of Krispy Kremes. His father also does international shit, which Caleb needs to know all 27 dialects of Arab for, which P.S. he does, and I believe that was selling oil. He's also works on the lawn and garden section at Lowe's.
Landscaper. He's
prison guard with pressure point takedown knowledge. Shut up, Caleb.
You know what I'm going to miss the most about Donnie being out of the house? Are Caleb's delusions onto what Donnie actually does for a living.
Oh, yeah.
Those are great to listen to. He's a secret super soldier. He's Rain Man. He's a military intelligence because he puts his clothes in a dresser. I'm like,
it's ridiculous.
One of my favorite statements by Caleb was when they were freaking out on him not having hair on the bottom of his legs because he wears boots, and then Caleb later is like, that's ex-military, no doubt.
FYI, my husband's shins, totally bald as a baby's ass, never been in the military once.
Right? It's like, what do groundskeepers wear? They don't wear flip-flops, they freaking wear boots.
And it's from your socks. It's not actually from the boots. It's from pulling your socks out and the elastic basically just pulling the hair out of your legs.
Right. It's so funny. He's just so confident, just like, he's ex-military.
It's the tall drink of water socks. That's all it is.
It is no secret that this season of Big Brother is a little anticlimactic. I said it, and they gave it to me, that they better put the damn ghost in the mirror if Nicole's going, and they did it. So, CBS, listen again. If we don't get the payoff of watching Caleb's reaction to how he's been wrong about everything all season, there better be a mashup about that on the finale, and we better get to see them react to hearing that they've been played all season. Like, I want to see Caleb find out that he was played all season by Derek and Frankie and Donnie, and that everything was wrong. We better get those two payoffs by the end of the season. CBS.
And a mashup of all of Caleb's professions, please. Can we just get that?
We're already working on that on our end. I want to bombard him with that when we interview him. Now,
I would like to see his resume.
Yeah.
It's probably like 10 pages long.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But I just feel like I've been slacking my whole life. I mean, Caleb's done so much in like 26 years. I'm almost 40. I haven't done half that.
I love it. Now, I will say, to put out the flip side, I don't want to be one-sided, although I disagree with you, Chucky. Chucky is saying, no, Eric, in her, meaning Christine's goodbye message to Donnie, she was condescending, not sweet, especially her, I'll see you on the outside, almost like kicking him when he was down. I didn't take it that way at all, and I would be the first to say if I thought she was being... Like, I thought she meant it sincerely.
We'll see him on the outside. That's the only...
Yeah. What is she going to be like? Let's grab lunch.
Let's make some coffee in 2 days. See you later.
When they bring you past the parking lot wall, throw a sandwich over. Like, what do you want her to do? I don't get it. Like, you can't make everybody happy. RZ Elliott is saying, Tim, just wondering if you wrote those songs you just released before or after Christine entered the Big Brother house. What song speaking of, Tim?
Well, dang. I wasn't planning on plugging my crappy music, but I will.
Plug away.
You're good, Tim. Don't sell yourself short.
Thank you. So since I was a youngin', I would cope with situations that were stressful to me by playing guitar and like making up songs and stuff. And I now play in a band, and I sing and play guitar and whatever else. But I a couple of nights ago released some acoustic tracks. That is my band name is called Spider Cider. I don't even know. But if you go to spidercider.bandcamp.com, we have a couple of just acoustic EPs. While Christine's been gone, we've been trying to record music, but with the stress of her being gone and me being busy constantly, it's been a little bit difficult. We'll have an album out in the fall, but so I wrote some of those songs, parts of them before she left, most of them after she left. The last song on that little 4-song EP, I wrote the day before we recorded it. Now, a lot of those songs they're very like sad and emo and stuff, but some of them, the inspiration doesn't come from my wife being gone. It also comes from like me quitting drinking. So like the first song is called Ugly, and it's really like down in the dumpsy sounding. And the part of it is about, like mentioned, like references, I guess, Christine. Like overall, it's like me noticing this like habit and the state of mind that habit puts me in. But anyways, so I guess the answer is mostly after, but not completely.
Everybody on the edited show, you will have to check out the links below, and you guys decide and let Tim know on Twitter if you like his music or you think it's too emo-y. I think it might not be like my Break Free from Ariana Grande, but I am still going to listen to it. All right, let's take... Oh, well, I'll say this. Jordan Morgan says, Caleb also claims, and I did hear this, that he sold a television show to Discovery about him and his brother, and I think that's like the hunting one.
Didn't he just recently say that? I feel like I heard about that more recently.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so she's saying that he claimed that, whatever. And then I want to get in this one question, which I don't think we really got into a lot, from Woot Plan 1, who says, what does Tim think about Christine leaving the alliance of Nicole and Hayden for the detonators? And if she stayed with Nicole and Hayden, do you think it would have made for a more interesting season for Christine?
I think that Christine has been playing it as safe as possible. And so I think that she knew that and I feel this way too, if she would have joined another alliance while still in the detonators, tried to flip the house and failed, she would have been the first one out. They would have went for her right away. So I don't, like, it would have been really cool to see her join the other side and then, like, destroy the detonators. That would have been super awesome. But if I'm putting myself in that house and I have these people who more or less have my back, or I think they have my back, and then these fewer people who just aren't as influential and strong in the house who are like, let's do this, I personally would stay with the stronger people and wait it out. Because the longer I'm in the relationships with these people, with the stronger people, the more likely it is that maybe I can convince one of them to help me flip that group, rather than get like the band of misfits, quote unquote, and then, you know, have them all just get trampled to death, you know?
Right.
I would have liked to see it. It would have been awesome. I still think one of Christine's biggest mistakes was voting Amber out. I think if she could have kept Amber, it would be a totally different game.
Yeah, voting Amber out, and I think going to Nicole about Hayden making out with Victoria, I think that was probably one of her fatal. Yeah, I think that was the wrong lie to tell to the wrong person, because I think she just kind of underestimated that relationship between those two people.
Yeah.
Because I think keeping Nicole sweet on her would have been more beneficial to her in the end. Like, had she kept that, not so much alliance, but even just that friendship going, where she would have had someone who had her back, and when when the time was right to flip, she would have had a number on the other side of the alliance.
Right.
Would have been a smarter idea, but I mean, what's done is done.
Yeah.
But there wasn't
She's got her back
people
now.
on that other side. She had all the strong guys in the detonator.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, when the time was right, and had it gotten down to like this number now where it's manageable. But now Nicole, I mean, they're back together a little bit, but Nicole is never really going to fully trust her again.
Yeah.
So like keeping that relationship sweet would have probably benefited her more now in the end game.
That's true. Like, when I heard Nicole was coming back in the house, I was like, oh my gosh, Christine may be totally screwed now. She may be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, she might be in a lot of trouble. And I will say, Tim, that I lied. I'm going to give you one more question because I want to end on a more happier one. But I'll say that Tom is saying, oh my God, just listen to part of Where Your Feet Should Fall. Very clear and distinct vocals. Very enjoyable. Great job, Tim.
Thank you.
So he is liking your song. Now, this is from Nicole337 in the chat room, who says, Tim, you kind of look like Spider-Man / Peter Parker in the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Has anybody ever told you that before?
Do you mean like Andrew Garfield? Like one of the most handsome men currently out there?
I think that is what she means.
You do a little bit, actually.
It's because I showered, you know? Look at that hair. Look at that.
It is the hair. Now, Tim, I'm going to tell you this because I don't know that I could tell you it in person. I'm going to say it to you here. I feel a safe distance buffer. Like, if we end up, you know, at doing the backyard interviews, which fingers crossed, there's a good chance we are, I'll see you. I'll go to hug you, much like I'm not going to be able to get near Donnie's beard because that, like, creeps me out. The earlobe holes.
Oh, yeah.
Like Gina Marie, who I know hates Christine. I'm working on it. Gina Marie has the huge stake through her heart, that thing. I can't get near it. And I have a feeling that your circle things are going to frighten me. So I'm just telling you now. I love
I mean, look at these guys.
No,
how many years of work? Look at
Doesn't
that.
that hurt? Oh my God.
Your skin's supposed to be like this. Like, look, like together.
Oh, what the heck is that? What even is that?
I wish I could do it. I'm just such a big baby. No.
I have my ears pierced and I'm a girl. I can't even fathom that.
I got my ears pierced when I was 18. I was on a trip with some friends in Colorado, and I was like, hey, I turned 18. I can get my ears pierced. Sweet. So I got them pierced at a size 6, which is already kind of like big for an ear piercing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like get used to that size, put the next size in. I was like, oh, why not? And now they're 1.25 inches, and there's no going back.
I don't know. My daughter got her ears pierced this summer, and I can't touch them. My mother has to like clean her ears. I can't go near it.
Mm-hmm. We're happy if you're happy. We support your ear hole. I will have to like just be very. I'm very. You know what? You go.
If he's in the backyard, Tim, just go right up to him, right behind him, and just like back hug him. Just
I'll
rub those ears, please.
I'm gonna wipe my ears.
Don't do it.
Please, just wipe your ears all over him and just videotape it. Get someone to videotape it and send that to me.
What if I take this plug out and it's just my nasty like skin hole?
No, that's the part I don't like. I like the plug. Leave the plug in. Let's leave the plug in.
What if he gets like a skin-colored plug, so it just looks like skin?
No skin-colored plug.
This is so scary.
All of you with your body deformity. Yeah, no.
I have another one right here. Look at that.
Yeah, no. I'm half kidding.
He's gonna have nightmares tonight now.
No,
We've done our job, Tim.
I won't have any nightmares. Well, Tim, thank you so much for coming on, hanging out, talking to us. Tell the people again where they can find your YouTube channel, where they can hear your music, and where they can follow you on social media so that we can put them all up on your edited outro for the show.
Awesome. So you can, I'm on Twitter all the time, so @TimStinks. You can follow me there. I do have Instagram. Almost all my pictures are pictures of Christine, so whatever. I also delete all negative comments from anything. So that's just @TJ Brecht. If you don't know how to spell my last name, then you will never know. I'm sorry. You can listen to some music that I've recorded at spidercider.bandcamp.com. And then check me out on YouTube, which is Tim Stinks TV. But I also have a channel where I put music-esque videos, and that's just it's youtube.com/spidercidery with a Y on the end. That's it.
And we'll have all the links below on YouTube and on our post on our website when the edited version of this comes out. Dana, tell the people what you are up to.
What am I up to? You can find my Big Brother blogs at yourrealityrecaps.com/BB16. I am blogging Tar Canada right now. In about 3 weeks, I will be blogging Big Bachelor Canada, finally starting after 2 years. And Tuesdays at 7:30, me and Tyler, we recap Bachelor in Paradise at yourrealityrecaps.com/roses. And you can find me on Twitter at dgoodyear1975. I think that's all I'm doing.
And you guys know where you can find me at Reality Recaps. Of course, John is covering Game of Crowns for Bravo. He's interviewing the cast, doing nose mashups. He's reading the audio blogs for all of you Housewives fans. We do them funny. And you can find us on Twitter. Check out all the stuff we're covering. I think we start covering Utopia this week. Right, yes. Utopia this week, Survivor, Amazing Race. You guys know the deal. You can find all of it over at yourrealityrecaps.com. Tim, Dana, and myself now need to go and cheer on Christine. So,
we do.
And bye, everybody.
Hey, everybody.